Jessica, you're such a metiche. Like, how did you get in here? How did you do that? But the children have my heart, and I was able to work as a sub. And people are like, why is she subbing? Why is she subbing? I thought she did this. I thought she did that. No, that was my way to get into the schools and to really connect with the children and see where they're at emotionally, first and foremost, for their spiritual well-being, their mental health, and then literacy wise, because after the pandemic, a lot of our children have suffered. So that was my
Mhm.
way in, and I'm so grateful that Hereford welcomed me like that. It was such a blessing.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I know that you said that you really didn't want to get too much into it, but I got to, I got to, I got to. This young lady right here, she makes a chile, and I was a little upset because I I already had plans. I'm just gonna let you know. I already had plans. Me and my wife, we were gonna surprise you. She was gonna surprise you because she had made a brisket dinner with brisket, rice, potato salad, beans, jalapeno poppers,
I can be hungry.
and we were gonna. I was gonna get down on that chile, but we're gonna have to save that for the next time. But let's let everybody know about your famous chile that you're out there that you're promoting.
So my salsa fundraiser is what actually funds my program. My program is expanding across Texas only to little libraries like the Deaf Smith County Library, like the library in Milshoe, the library in Vega, and Friona, Texas también. So I am pushing that because I want to be in the smaller libraries that have never had a Spanish speaking program or that have never had something like the Sirena start up their summer reading program that can draw in a different crowd, like our Spanish speaking communities that have not ever attended a summer reading program. I was one of those children that had never been to an entire, summer reading program in Hereford. So I did in Friona, and that's another story. Pero the salsa came about from my son. He is actually an officer in the Air Force. Shout out to all our veterans and all our
Yes.
parents who have children in the service, because it doesn't matter their age or their title. My son is a first lieutenant, and he is still my mijo. He's not my baby. I don't treat him like that, and I very much let him fly the coop and do his thing, and that's what we should do. I feel that we should let our children make their own decisions and do what they need to do for their purpose. But when he left, he actually requested the salsa because we grew up as a single parent teen family by choice. I very much could have had the support of my parents up in Hereford. Shout out to my mom and my dad, Epi, and my dad, Jose, who would have done anything and everything for me and my son. But I made the decision to move down to South Texas. And uh, all we would do on the weekends and here down, and I say here and I look over this way, I live walking distance from the river. We've lived down in this area for 19 years. So this is also home. You can have more than one place to call home. And I'm fortunate to say that. Pero the salsa, he was like, Mom, like you have to figure out how to mail it over here, because when he moved and commissioned as an officer, he was, as they all children are. Well, I don't know about all of them, but mine was very homesick, missing mama. So he was like, I need your salsa in my life. And I went to local HEB, shout out to my HEB boys. And I was like, you guys, how do I like seal this? What do I do? And they told me how, and it was similar to what I remember my grandmother talking about, but things have changed a little bit. So they taught me how to do that. And yeah, back in the day, they didn't put citric acid, and you're really supposed to. So I don't know how they survived without the citric acid. That's another story. But anyway, so I do it the old school way, but I add that, and I would have these extra jars, and let me see if I can show you one right now. I would have these like 6 or 7 jars, because there's military boxes, and only a certain amount could fit in there. So because I post almost everything on social media, almost, porque piensan que saben todo de mí, and I'm like, the good stuff is in my book. We'll talk about that maybe in another radio show. Pero I would have these leftover salsa jars, and the guys were like, "Oh my gosh, you have to let me buy some." And I would always ask my son first, because after you seal it, they're good for 18 months. And I was like, "Mijo, do you care if I'll make some more later, but I have some." And at first, he didn't want me to. He didn't want me to share. And then with that leftover, so we were going through the pandemic and then the Texas blizzards. y'all made fun of us, and I understand why, but we didn't have power. That's really what the main thing was. Pero it was not compared to Hereford, Texas snow, let me tell you. But we didn't have power. We did not. So let me tell you, I laughed at us too. I was like, y'all, this is not. But like, I didn't have, power tampoco for like 6 days. And I even made salsa without the power. That's another story. We'll tell that another day. And it started like blowing up. And I had this extra money to like buy diapers, buy formula, buy, get gas cards to people. And it just became what I call mermaid. It's MERM, capital A, capital I, capital D. So mermaid. And then Raza, they're funny. They were calling me FEMA on a fin. I was like driving around. Pero Hereford, Texas, and my dad's, they taught me how to drive in the snow. So I was like, donde quieras. Like, I was everywhere. And they were like, why is this girl like driving? Pero it was not real snow. Trust me. I didn't think so. Pero I drove around and I gave away diapers and formula, and it became mermaid. So that's why the salsa became my fundraiser. And now what I do with it is I'm able to travel and go to different libraries and share my program. And it kind of just blew up thanks to her for Texas, because I volunteered there, and I did one April the 6th. And after that, like Milshu, Vega, uh, which are the Friona, they reached out. And then like 8 more little towns that I haven't really said yet where I'm going to be. But that's what happened with the salsa. And I can tell you later about a little bit about the process. But next question, because I can't give all my secrets.
I mean, I'm still hooked on wanting to taste that salsa. You said these are your exact words. I'm going to take a red and I'm going to take a green and I'm going to let you taste it live on the radio. So I was like, live on your show. So I was hype. I was counting out the days. We bought a huge brisket. I thought, man, throwing that salsa on that brisket and on the rice, it's going to be off the chain. But I guess I'll just have to ask some of your friends that have already purchased it
Yeah, well,
what it
and a
tastes
lot of
like.
people have. I will. That's the idea, to be able to go and be there live, and to go and let you taste one or the other. I have 4 now, but yes, I'd love for you to. I mean, I envision you being blindfolded and then like tasting one, tasting the other, and then like critiquing it. You're gonna like them both. Pero yes, thank you for doing this virtually. I wasn't able to travel over there today, and yeah, I wanted to be there too, because I like seeing the reactions. I need a reel of everybody's reactions of the salsa, because it's not just salsa. And we did grow up in Hereford calling it chile. The reason I call it salsa is because down in South Texas, they do say salsa all the time. And salsa, since it represents the dance también, the baile, it's different spices, just like it's different countries, and everybody adds their sabor, right? So whenever we say, but when I'm at home and people are like, oh, can I get your chile, the chile? Like, yes, we say chile, but chile is actually the pepper, and the salsa is the mixture of all the secret ingredients that I will not share
She would
completely.
not. She would not. I tried to get her to share it with me, and she didn't. She would not. She would not crack. And I was like, okay, I don't need it. I just want to taste it. But we will. We will. There's going to be a part 2 to this show where she will be able to make it up here to San Antonio,
Yeah.
and we are going to get we are going to get a little more in depth on the next one with the salsa. But also, we like to send a shout out go out to Irene Mendoza. Much love, blessed to go now to Irene Mendoza in the house. We are live with the one and only La Sirena, aka Jessica Mejia from my hometown, Hereford, Texas. Um, you said that you do a lot for kids as far as going to the libraries. Would you like to, get more in depth with that? So any of the schools, they can more or less know when they reach you what they could be expecting.
Yes. So the idea of the library is that I have been, I mean, to back up to, this will age me también. Let me rewind. Does anybody know what that means anymore? So let me rewind with the, mira, this will make you laugh, with the little pencil in the tape. Let me rewind real quick. So Sirena, aka Jessica, has served in the different nonprofit and for-profit sectors for over 24 years. Like I said, mermaids don't age, but see, I have been working with children for over 24 years, including mine, who he's always like, Mama, you're not old, I'm old. My son's up there. So he's older than that. And I have worked as a social service worker. I've worked in the schools, and children have always had my heart because I loved reading as a child. And it wasn't until after I had my son and I didn't know what was going on with my mind, with my hormones, with traumas that I was experiencing as a young mother, that my reading, I started reading slower. I couldn't understand math. There was something called neuroplasticity in your brain, and we can get into that another day. But I didn't understand that as a young girl, and I would just keep on reading, keep on reading. And now I know as an adult that what was going on is we have childhood traumas, adolescent traumas, adult traumas, and reading keeps our brain wired, and we can actually rewire it. But it doesn't start until we have a foundation of the importance of reading. So I would like children to be able to go to the library with their parents, read, and find resources that are available to them. Because as a social service worker, I have always referred, always referred people to the library, because some people don't know that there's ESL classes available, there's workforce commission rooms available, there's free internet, there's printing that is about 10 cents versus it's like 37 cents at other stores. I know that because this girl does not have like print or anything like that at the casa. That's another story. So I value the library. I'm very old school. I go to the library. I still go to the library to read books and to get resources or to print things out. And when you connect there, you're able to meet other families in your situation. You're able to meet other families that might be in a better off situation where they can help you, you can help them, y'all can barter work, y'all can barter ideas. And that's why the library is so important to me. On top of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood being my hero when I was little. And también, when my parents divorced, the library and story time in Friona, Texas. God bless little Friona, Texas. I will hit that one up next. We have a really cool, really cool one expected there. It's going to actually be outside in the park because that's how many children are expected. So please keep me in your prayers and blessings and protection and weather and the children and all of that, that it line up with everything that Diosito and our Creator would want it to be. But yes, that story hour, it was my self-care, my mom's self-care when that wasn't even a thing, verdad? It was good for our mental health. And I went from age 3 to age 6. And ironically, that librarian, she's still alive. And I'm going to meet her next week when I go home.
That is awesome.
Yes. Oh my goodness. She says she thinks she remembers me because I talk a lot.
I can see that. Um, but we are here. And speaking of Hereford, Texas, there's I, me myself as La Sirena Jessica, we love to show love to Hereford, Texas. So we're gonna do a little something. I'm gonna give her a couple of minutes so she can go get some water. She can go and she can get ready for the next segment. And we're gonna do a little something from an artist. His name is David Lee Rodriguez, that also came from Hereford, Texas. AKA Roach, AKA the bad boy from Hereford, Texas. We're gonna do a little something going like this, como los meros hombres.
We love you, Roach.
Otra copa de tequila. emborrachar hasta caerme por una ingrata creer y presumida. Dejó mi corazón con una herida y a mí me importa poco de la vida. En mí, ¿qué voy a hacer? Si ya me acostumbré, viví contigo y ahora te me vas con un amigo. Porque tuviste tú y es ser la consentida. Si yo a ti te entregué toditos mis amores, contigo me porté como los meros hombres. Y a mí me importa poco de la vida. Si tú no estás en mí, ¿qué voy a hacer? Si ya me acostumbré, viví contigo y ahora te me vas con un amigo. Porque tuviste tú y es ser la consentida. Si yo a ti te entregué toditos mis amores, contigo me porté como los meros hombres.
A que te pongo a bailar, a que te pongo, a que te pongo a gozar, a que te pongo, a que te pongo a bailar, a que te pongo, a que te pongo a gozar. A que te pongo a bailar, a que te pongo, a que te pongo a gozar, a que te pongo, a que te pongo a bailar, a que te pongo, a que te pongo a gozar.
Y también en Panamá, lo gozan en Venezuela y también en Uruguay. Lo baila Argentina, todo América Central, lo goza todo Cuba y también el general. México lo baila, México lo goza, rubias y morenas, también pelirrojas. Lo baila en Monterrey, lo baila en Michoacán, lo baila en Guanajuato y el Distrito Federal. También en Paraguay, lo bailan en Miami, todos van a gozar.
Sigan gozando, que yo no voy a parar, sigan bailando, que yo les voy a cantar. Sigan gozando, que yo no voy a parar, sigan bailando, que esto no tiene final.
Voy gozar. So let me see you jump, jump. But no more people up in the streets, let me see you brinca, brinca. Y toda mi gente en los barrios, jump, jump. Y todos mis speakers pop de calabro, brinca, brinca. And all my ladies screaming, oh.
A bailar, a que te pongo a gozar, a que te puse a bailar, a que te puse a gozar.
Yeah, we're back. Speaking of Hereford, Texas, we just had Mr. David Lee Rodriguez and my very own nephew, Leon Drew Maes, because we got to show love from our little small town population of what would you say our population would have been back there in Hereford?
So I know right now, todavía it's 12,000, like 44. I'm pretty sure it's probably not more than that, maybe 15,000 right now. But it was about 12,000. And I don't know if you know that Andrew and I were in school together.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm way older, but he was like a freshman when I was like a senior. But I really know him from, or no, maybe he was 8th grade. I knew him because, shout out to Andrew, because whichever, like cumbia, wherever he's at, whatever like band group, that's where I'm at, because H-Town, of course. So I can't actually say he knows me, but I know him, and I want to share this story. He actually won his very first, this is funny. I hope my sister's watching. He won his very first talent show, and he beat my sister. My sister got second, and she danced because Rachel is the best. Andrew, you need to let me and my sister be in a cumbia, like just saying. But anyway, Rachel danced, and she got second, and I really thought Rachel was going to win. And then Andrew sang, and of course, I'm loyal to my sister, but I was like, oh my gosh, this guy can sing. And he was probably like, honestly, at that time, he was little, and he won. It was at the mall. It was at the mall in Hereford, Sugarland. Remember, like that? Were you there?
Yes, I sure was. I even took video of that.
Oh, well, then I'm probably there, like dancing and doing all
Honestly, I thought it was you. I did not know that it was Rachel. I always thought it was you.
No, shout out to Rachel. Rachel is the best dancer ever. And people have, you're like the second person that told me that. And no, I love to dance, and cumbia and salsa, love it. But my sister Rachel can dance everything. And Rachel's the reason why I have a lot of guts and I go and I do stuff, because like even when we were little, let me say the story real quick. We used to have to walk from Avenue A, the little trailer park where Frosty's Meat Market is. We'd have to walk to Northwest, and there was this big perro, and Rachel would always like stand, and she'd like be like, go, run. And I was like, okay. And she always guarded me and protected me. And that's why I had like these ganas, always like, I'm okay. Because I always knew that Rachel, had my back. And yeah, she's my hero. I always tell everybody, Rachel is the only woman smarter than me, prettier than me, and that can dance more chingon than me. So shout out to my sister, because her heart is golden, and she's the most humble. She's an educator too. She's the most humble being you're ever going to cross paths with. But yeah, Andrew beat her at the talent show.
Yeah, we were on pins and needles, because I ain't gonna lie, he was nervous. He was real nervous.
I heard that. Yeah.
He was real nervous because, I mean, and that's another big thing that I always like to speak about. But shout outs going out to Norma Salazar, tuning in all the way from Michigan. We got Norma Salazar tuning in all the way from Michigan, the wife of Mr. George Salazar, the man with the golden voice. Yes. Much love going out to Norma and George Salazar. So you got Michigan in the house right now. That is something huge. But what I was about to say is, I mean, as far as my nephew Andrew goes, it was it had a lot to do with bullying. I mean, and that's a subject that I always get into, and a lot of times my wife always tells me you need to not, don't get into depth into that. But I mean, he he was bullied. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, a lot of people, would always how can I say it? Haters. I guess that's the best way you could put it. Haters. You know, I guess they didn't have the guts to do what he would do. I mean, he was on Star Search. I
Mhm.
mean, I was also blessed to go, we went all the way to Florida, so he could be on Star Search. Um, and when he would perform around Hereford, I mean, he was always real nervous because he would always be bullied by a lot of the kids that just didn't have the guts to do what he would do because of his voice. And he big Michael Jackson fan, so he would always sing "I'll Be There," and he did great. I mean, you know, my mom, our new guardian angel in heaven, she had a big part of it. Getting him out there and getting him to promote, getting him the audition for Tony Guerrero in La Sombra,
Mhm.
and that's where he got his first start. But getting back to the point, bullying is something that it burns me up. It burns me up because I do not honestly I do not see what people get out of bullying. You know, other other kids, adults or whatever, that are trying to do something to try to make themselves better. What's your opinion on that?
I'm glad that you brought that up because that is one of the three objectives of my program in the libraries. It's an anti-bullying approach to literacy, learning, loving one another, and just bringing children from different backgrounds. And it's a safe place, the library, where sometimes families come in and they're like, well, I've never been, I don't know if I don't have an ID, or if I'm not documented, can I come to the library, things like that. Or sometimes families that are homeless, they know that they're safe at the library and they can go see Sirena, and Sirena's going to have books, story hour, a history lesson, a craft, and we have snacks. We have snacks and water specifically for that because we know that some families don't have that in La Casa, on the weekends. So bullying to me, it hits home because I was actually bullied, but not until I was pregnant. And that almost seems like why would you be bullied whenever you're pregnant? So I didn't realize that at the time. Again, I was going through a lot of trauma. And now that I've worked as a social service worker, I understand that hurt people. Just like, and I'll say that again, hurt people hurt people. So everyone that bullies is getting hurt or has been hurt somewhere, either in their home or outside the home, and we don't know where, necessarily, but they've been hurt. At the same time, we have an opportunity to help those children heal, because then they can heal people, and healed people heal people. So I really like to talk about bullying. It's a safe place whenever we're reading. And I say reading porque the kids, they go, they check out their books and they bring them to Sirena and they're showing Sirena their books. But it's actually a time where Sirena the mermaid comes in with her magical experience of liveliness, energy, magic, right? And they're wanting to share, but then they open up, and it's actually some of the first time that parents will hear that they're being bullied at school. Parents will hear that they're having trouble in a certain subject. Parents might hear it's something, good news, unfortunate news. I don't like the word unfortunate because everything can turn into a positive experience. But bullying hits home porque I was bullied I when I had life inside me. And
Wow.
that is something that even years later, when I hear a child being bullied, or I know that one is getting bullied, I provide a safe place because I remember feeling helpless and fighting back, and where I thought I was protecting the life within me, now I know that I wasn't. I was putting myself at risk by fighting back. So that's a big reason why my past life and my past choices, along with my adult education, can bring an anti-bullying approach into the program. And parents are like, Jessica, I didn't know. When she told Sirena, that was the first time I knew that she was getting bullied, or or vice versa. And then the parents get to talk about it. So yes, bullying is close to home, and I can't fix everything, but I can sow seeds of love and create an open space for children to talk about it.
Wow, that that right there is, I like, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just want, I mean, it's not easy to come out, especially, I mean, you see that I've been blessed also like yourself, and I have a huge, huge, huge Tiger Eye show. They're all family members, and they have a big, uh, how can I put this? Like I said, we got Norma Salazar, for example, tuning in all the way from Michigan. I mean, I have wonderful, wonderful Tiger Eye Show family members that always support me. And for you to come out and give a little bit of yourself like that, I mean, that right there, that speaks wonders, because not too many people open up, especially on an international, on an international interview. I mean, because we're being watched all over right now. And it's on my Facebook, it's on your Facebook, it's on YouTube. So anybody that's on YouTube is watching this interview right now. So this interview goes further than just me and you, just right here side by side.
Hmm.
So I just would like to say thank you, thank you, thank you for opening up and giving all the information that you're giving to each and every one of my Tiger Eye Show family members that are tuning in right now. And not only are they not, and if the ones that aren't tuning in, I could promise you they're going to go back and they're going to rewatch this interview, and they're going to get all this wonderful, wonderful information that you're giving. Um, that really, really means a lot. Like me and you, we were just so excited because we got so much in common coming
Yeah.
from a little small town like Hereford. And now we've both expanded our, expanding, how can you say, our horizons, Now you're like Sirena, you know, I'm DJ Tiger Maes, and I've been DJ Tiger Maes, like me and you had shared off camera since I was 10 years old. I mean, how long have you been La Sirena?
So La Sirena, officially in 2006, the children would call me that in the river when my son and I would always be. So there's shoots here. You need it anytime you want, but you do need to come down here anytime. My home is your home, river included. But in 2006, there's these little shoots that you go down in the tube, but tubes are like $15, or they were like 20 years ago. So we didn't have like cash for that, single mom going to school, working, going to school. So we would nomás nos tirábamos en la agua like that without the tube. And they're
Wow.
like, what? Yeah. And then all the locals would do that. So we did it too. And then it kind of just stuck because I'd be cleaning the river, or we would be reading at the river, swimming at the river, picnicking. And we ate there so many times. And so Sirena stuck. At the same time, I want to go back to Hereford, Texas on Avenue K. And I almost said my tia's address on Avenue K. When my
Dang.
parents, I almost give a shout out. But on Avenue K, when I was 5 years old, I had a birthday party, and my grandma Alice bought me the most beautiful mermaid. And the funny thing is, she was a gringa mermaid. And shout out to gringas and españoles. That's okay too, because I'm mixed. I have Spanish blood también. I with the Sharpie, I was trying to color her hair black. 'Cause I wanted like the Sirena from the Loteria, the PG-13 version, pero brown
Okay,
hair.
okay. I was like, okay.
And I'd like to clarify too that I am the PG-13 version, children's mermaid. But yes, this is real. It's black, and I wanted the mermaid like that. And I have a picture. I was 5 years old, and 5 or 4. I need to look at the candles. I think it might have been 4. But my first mermaid doll, and I have been obsessed with mermaids ever since my grandma Alice, Dios la tenga en paz, she is one of my guardian angels. And ever since then, I loved and was fascinated with mermaids. Then fast forward 2006, it wasn't a thing to be a sirena here. And I was just called Sirena because I was always in the water, and I was so my Sirena character is very different. Where I don't just swim in a fin, like I am an educator. I have a social service background, a social service background. I'm a single parent, suffered and loved and have heard a lot, but I have turned that into magic for children to grow and learn and love even more.
Wow. Like I said, there is a lot of awesome information that Jessica is going to be giving to us. Keeping it going. We'd like to send a shout out going out to Sean Zambrano, tuning in all the way from Gonzales, Texas. Much love going out to Sean Zambrano from
Sean, I
Gonzales,
love
Texas.
Sean. Do you know Sean?
I've never, you know what? I did meet Sean. I met him at the Proyecto Cumbia meet and greet. I met this young man. I was about to say, no, I never, but yes, I have met Sean. Wonderful, wonderful. A huge. Right there, Sean. You see that back there, Sean? I know you were there. Proyecto Cumbia back there. He was there at the Proyecto Cumbia meet and greet. Awesome young man. And I'm going to give you some Proyecto Cumbia, Sean. Don't worry, buddy. We're getting a lot. This interview is going to get hot because we also got Oak Cliff Creational for the Arts in the house, all the way from Oak Cliff. I take it, Oak Cliff, California. Yes. So we are live right now with the one and only Jessica Mejia, aka La Sirena. Wonderful young lady. I'm just a little upset. Like I said, I'm always gonna be throwing them shots because I did not get to taste her chili.
I have it right here. Just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, that does me good. I mean, my wife has my plate right here, right in front of me, with the brisket, the rice, the potato salad, the poppers, the beans, and I'm just looking at that plate, thinking, how beautiful would that plate be with the chile right there on top? That
very beautiful. I can answer that. It's coming to you. It's coming to you.
I was like, all week at work, I was just thinking, man, Friday, where's Friday at? We need Friday to get here because I'm gonna be doing a taste test. That was another big thing because you were gonna put me in a special taste test.
I still will. I'm still going to. We are going to do this. Si Dios quiere, this is going to happen. We're going to show you the red one, and then we're going to show you the green one, and then we're not going to show you. We're going to display them. You're going to put the blindfold, and then you're going to taste it, and you're going to guess.
Okie dokie. We also like to send a shout out going out to Yolanda Gonzalez Adarco, wife of Junior Adarco and the Midwest All-Stars, also from Michigan. We got Michigan in the house. We got Hereford, Texas in the house. We got Gonzales, Texas in the house. And we're going to give La Sirena a quick couple of minutes so she could get something to drink. And we are both from Hereford, Texas. And what better way to do this live than to give shout outs? We already gave a shout out going out to David Lee Rodriguez from Hereford, Texas. We've also given a shout out going out to my nephew, Elion Drew Maes from Hereford, Texas. And this group right here, I know La Sirena is going to have some stories to say about this next group, but let's give a little love. More talent coming out of Hereford, Texas. Grupo Oxígeno.
Oye, bonita, te quiero. Buscándote, te encontré. Qué linda. Tu sonrisa me dijo sí. Que hoy no puedo vivir sin ti. Mi amor. Dices tú que siempre yo y nadie más. Tu corazón será para mí y tu calor. Tu pelo, tu piel, tus labios de miel, tu figura de mujer me hace muy bien, no te lo había dicho, tú bailas muy bien. Qué linda te miras, bailando. ¡Te quiero! Buscándote, te encontré. ¡Qué linda! Tu sonrisa me dijo sí, que hoy no puedo vivir sin ti, mi amor. Dices tú que siempre yo y nadie más. Tu corazón será para mí y tu calor. Tu pelo, tu piel, tus labios de miel, tu figura de mujer me hace estremecer. Tu pelo, tu piel, tus labios de miel, tu figura de mujer me hace estremecer. No te lo había dicho, tú bailas muy bien. No te lo había dicho, tú bailas muy bien. Tu pelo, tu piel, tus labios de miel, tu figura de mujer me hace estremecer. Tu pelo, tu piel, tus labios de miel, tu figura de mujer me hace estremecer. No te lo había dicho, tú bailas muy bien. No te lo había dicho, tú bailas muy bien. Tu pelo, tu piel, tus labios de miel, tu figura de mujer me hace.
Ahí viene.
¿Cómo salgo de esta situación? Quizás muera antes del dolor. Desde que no estás, no soy el mismo. Todas tus cosas siguen donde las dejaste. El aroma de tu cuerpo empieza a esfumarse. No encuentro el valor para ir a buscarte. Platico con mi delirio, tu recuerdo y con tu olvido. Sigo deseándote. Me hace falta tu aire para respirar. Vuelve, que me haces falta. Y la esperanza, si quiere marchar. No has dejado ni una huella. Te llevaste nuestra estrella. Me enseñaste cómo amarte, a vivir sin ti. Pretendo que tú estés aquí y entre mi locura nos besamos. Entro la realidad y más te extraño. Platico con mi delirio, tu recuerdo y con tu olvido. Sigo deseándote. Me hace falta tu aire para respirar. Vuelve, que me haces falta. Y la esperanza, si quiere marchar. Las
That's right. That's right. That's right. We're back. We're back. We just birdie finished hearing some more awesome talent from Hereford, Texas. A double shot of my nephew Elion Drew Maes from Proyecto Cumbia. Now he's with Proyecto Cumbia.
Yeah.
Started out with La Sombra, went to K1,
Mm-hmm.
Cumbia Kings, then came one, now Proyecto Cumbia. And not only that, we are live with the one and only. You know, you're the only person I know that is named La Sirena. Do you know that? I
Thank
mean,
you. Trademarked. I'm trademarked también.
yes. And I also see your little Sirena back there in the background. That
My
little
son,
picture.
my son got me that. I don't know if you can see him. That's actually in the San Marcos River, that picture. And yeah, he got me that. Anything mermaid, Mijo and other people. Did you see me bust out right now when I saw Andrew?
Yeah, I saw you. I'm like, what the heck?
Just
She be
saying,
getting
just
it.
saying. If they're having auditions, I'm just saying, just saying.
We also have another huge celebrity in the house. We have the one and only Rick Valderrama. Huge. Yes, Rick Valderrama, son of Henry Valderrama, the legend himself, Henry Valderrama. So when you go back and you watch this, when you go back home and you ask your parents, ask everybody from Hereford, Texas, do y'all know who Henry Valderrama is? They'll be like, yeah. Do y'all know who Rick Valderrama? Yeah. I'd be like, he was on the show. He was on the show watching.
Cool. That's
So
really
there
cool.
is right now, Jessica, you have a lot of awesome Tiger Eye Show
Means so much
family
to me.
members. Yes. So you're on a big platform right now. So what's next on the agenda? Because all I was getting was this is for another story. This is another story.
Oh well, I got some good stuff right now. I bring a lot of musicality into my program, and that's from my upbringing. So again, mermaids don't age, but this will tell you my age. I go back to Andrew Maes, of course, because he is not just one of our hometown heroes, but we were the same age, and we like all grew up like with Selena, Cumbia Kings, right? And like that genre. Pero he took it to another level. And I do want to give a shout out because I just played that song actually. The one on the video that you just played right now, I played that for my little Mother's Day dance. It was cool. And I like to share stories like, oh, like I know these people, and I know like to give that personal touch to it. But I love the musicality in it because like with their cumbias, like Andrew, and I mean yes, I'm a sirena, but I love music. They have like cumbia colombiana and their cumbia tejana. They have cumbia vallenata. They have all the different touches. And since I have different people coming in, that they're not just like Mexicans, they're from Guatemala, they're from Honduras, so they get that feel with the music that I play. And when people are like, "Oh, why do you end it like this?" I actually bring music into my program because music is therapeutic and music is universal. So it's a way for, again, the anti-bullying approach to bring in people that maybe do know how to dance but can't speak English, right? Or people that don't know how to dance but they speak English. So then we have these little kids teaching each other languages, whether that's a universal language of love, of music, of dance, or actually speaking it. And I do that because rewind otra vez, we are actually all indigenous. If you have sangre latina and you are from Mexico or Texas, you are indigenous. You're Native American. We just weren't taught that. So the cumbia, which is what I always end my program with a different song, of course. Pero la cumbia is actually a danza from our antepasados, and it started. I don't think I have it with me with yoyotes, and those are. Do you know? Are you familiar with what that is? Can I run and get it down the
You go do what you got to do, girl.
Okay.
We'll sit here and we'll look at your chair. We'll look at your pictures.
So these, I'm so excited. Thank you for letting me run over there real quick. So these are yoyotes, and I'm not even sure that some musicians know this because we weren't taught this in school, and our true identity was stripped from us over 500 years ago. Pero yoyotes are actually what the Azteca would put on their ankles when they were earthing and grounding and dancing. So if you see a cumbia and we're going in a circle, and I get emotional when I'm talking about this because it is my passion to share this with the world, that when you see the cumbia and we're going in a circle, it actually comes from our native ancestors. And they would dance and ground themselves barefoot, and they would be connecting with the earth. And colonization, and yes, the Europeans, blah, 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 the mixture of races evolved. But it's so beautiful that all these years later, they have not been able to take that from us. We are still here, and we still bring in what our ancestors passed down to us. So that's why the cumbia is so special to me. And again, if y'all have any more questions about that or the evolution of it, it's something I'm very, very passionate about. So it's what I like to share with the children for the indigenous side, the Native American side. And that is why I love cumbia so much. I love La Sombra so much because I open up the program with La Cumbia del Sapito, because sapitos and sirenas are friends. Get it? So that's how I kind of. And so little froggies and mermaids are friends. We do that, and it makes the grandmas that go, the abuelitos that go, and people my age, they're like, oh my gosh, I hadn't heard that song. I just did it for a little Cinco de Mayo pageant. The little girls were all dressed up, and we did the Cumbia de Sapito out at a menudo kickoff. So I bring in that old school stuff because this'll age me también, but I'm proud and grateful to be alive. Gracias a Dios. Not proud, I'm grateful. But I go back to Los Sunshiners, Brisa Marina, Oxígeno, right there. I think there wasn't Oxígeno, they were Brisa Marina, if I can.
Yes.
And Sangre Latina, Grupo Paz, Animación. My uncles were Animación, and my cousins came out from there también. So I go back. That's why I like the Huira so much, because they would let me play this when I was little. I wasn't as good, and
I wasn't as good.
they still let me. Pero I go way back from those times. So that's why I like to bring in and incorporate that music into my program, because Tejano is still alive. It is never going to not be alive. It's always going to be here, but it's people like us that keep it going, keep it growing, and we're able to educate our children about the power of being Tejanos, and more so the native ancestry behind that. We're continuously evolving, and that's why I love cumbia too, because the cumbia has evolved, and we get to see that with hip hop intertwined in it, mariachi, different movimientos, right? But all in all, it is that celebration. It's a beautiful powwow. So the next time you're at a quince, or you're at a dance, or you're doing your little, sa, 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 remember that our ancestors, that's why it's a stomp. It's not like the glide from the polka or the ranchera, right? It is more the stomping, because our ancestors were grounding and connecting with the earth.
Awesome. We got some more shout outs. We got some more celebrities in the house. We got Carlos P. Garcia in the house. Awesome artist. Carlos P. Garcia. Much love, much love. We have Joe Casas in the house. Much love going out to Joe Casas. Like I said, we have Rick Valderrama, huge celebrity. We have Norma Salazar, wife of the man with the golden voice, George Salazar, in the house. We have Sarah Gonzalez, sister of Chris Gonzalez of Atlantic's Band. We have Atlantic's Band in the house. So you right now, we have Mr. Sean Zambrano. We can't forget our buddy Sean Zambrano. We have my buddy Walter Ramirez in the house. Much love. We have Joe and Connie. Crazy Connie's in the house. Joe Mendoza, we have them in the house. We have Irene Mendoza in the house. Kika Caballo is in the house. Roy Arriaga Alvarado de San Antonio, Texas is in the house. My engineer, Fat Pat Maldonado, he's in La Casa right now with his mom, Suze Ponce. They are. Oh, Carlos P. Garcia says, loving the conversation. Great info. This is awesome, because Carlos P. Garcia has a huge big name in La Música Tejana. So we're gonna give Jessica another little break, and we're gonna play a little something. She started talking about old school, coming from Hereford, Texas. So we're gonna do a little something. I'm gonna take it back in time with the little something. Let's see. Are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Mr. Ralph Gallegos, EP. Dan Pesina, EP Pesina, aka La Herencia, and the one and only Ray Pesina.
I can hear it over here.
Damas y caballeros de West Texas boys all the way from Dimmitt, Texas, Los Arcos, hermanos Peña. Aquí te mando.
That's right. That's right. Just giving you a little sneak peek. Coming out of West Texas. What better way than with the West Texas boys from Dimmitt, Texas.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Dimmitt, Texas?
Always pass through. That's my final stretch when I'm making that 10-hour drive. Final stretch, Dimmitt, Texas. And yes, also to go to dances when I was like younger también. But I know los arcos. And I have to give a shout out to Roach también porque I actually met him for the first time when I went home in April at ¿cómo se llama? Nunca salgo unless I'm at my like a cousin's house or a friend's house. It's the restaurant by the Pizza Hut. They had live music. They played Dakotas. It was his birthday, and and I was like I was all starstruck because I've always heard of him, but I've not lived in Hereford in 24 years, and I don't ever go out when I'm there because I'm with family. So my sister was like, "You should come," blah blah blah. So since my sister was there, I got to meet him, and he laughed because I was like, "Are you a dad?" And he's like, "Yeah, why?" I was like, "So can I call you Papa Roach?" Get it?
What the heck? She said, "Can I call you Papa Roach?"
I'm a silly girl, but yeah, I don't know if you got my text. My son's fixing to call me, and I never get to hear from him, so he always texts first to make sure I'm not like doing something like this
And you're on the Tiger Eye show, man.
Pero you know how moms are. We're never too busy for our mijos. I've seen him once in 2 years. Can you believe that? He is a first lieutenant in the Air Force, and he's living his best life, gracias a Dios. And I'm able to do things like this because I know that he's living out his life purpose, and I'm living out mine. So it is a blessing.
Oh, yes. So, with that being said, the show is yours. What would you like to leave us with?
Okay, so I do want to shout out to everybody in Hereford, Texas. Again, I'm not just from the Panhandle or just from North Texas or up in Amarillo. No one knows where Hereford is, so it's easy to say Amarillo, but then I tone it down. I'm like, well, do you know where Amarillo is? And they're like, yeah, okay, well, it's a town, south, and I love love people to know where Hereford, Texas is. I love to explain that we're a cow. Instead of booing us, they would moo us, the Dumas demons at. They would moo us
She said
instead.
Dumas demons.
So yes, I'm very proud of that. And if anyone is interested in my program, if y'all know any libraries that are interested, you can find me at Sirena the Rio, the Indigenous Mermaid of the San Marcos River on my Facebook page. My program is a very, very grassroots program, word of mouth. I do things very old school, like pass out flyers, así. And the reason being in English and Spanish is because a lot, and 90% of my communities, they don't have internet at home. And this will be for another show, but I'm actually connecting with an agency that's going to allow me to help get these families an iPad and internet of some sort, Kindle, algo así. But like flyers like this, I go to the barrios, and my sister's not there to protect me from the dogs anymore. But
No.
I wear my boots, pero I go to the barrios before the actual program, Tiger, and I go and I knock on doors. I was our 2020 census coordinator. That's another story. But my passion was to count these families and to bring more representation to our low income and Latino communities. And so I'm very comfortable in knocking on doors and talking to people and explaining the importance of literacy, mental health, anti-bullying, family, community. So if y'all know anybody, my name is Jessica Mejia. You can text me. You can email me at TheIndigenousMermaid@gmail.com, or find me on Facebook or on Instagram. I'm being cool now. Apenas me puse on Instagram. Sirena de Rio. No, see how that goes, porque it's a lot, right? I like live stuff instead. But I pass out flyers. I can pass them out. I can put them at restaurants también. And then the local libraries will also promote it. Pero yes, shout out to you. Thank you for this opportunity. I do hope to give you actual salsa. I had it, just so you know, like I had my salsa, and I would love the opportunity to get to be there in person. And in the meantime, just remember that we have one life to live, and we have love to give. And if you can share that energy with a child, we can clean that energy for the rest of the world.
That's right. And shout out going out to Pete Salmeran, a huge influencer in la música tejana. We are live with La Sirena, Jessica Mejia, from my hometown, Hereford, Texas. It's been a blessing having her on here. We will be doing a part 2, where she will be in-house the next time around. So y'all be following DJ Tiger Maes. Y'all be following La Sirena, Jessica Mejia. And we've already done Oxígeno from Hereford, Texas. We've done my nephew Leon Drew Maes, from La Sombra to the Cumbia Kings to K1 to Proyecto Cumbia. We've done the West Texas Boys. And we're going to leave you with another one from Mr. David Lee Rodriguez. This video right here was shot in our hometown, Hereford, Texas. Ya con esta, thank you, Jessica. We will be seeing you next time. Here we go. David Lee Rodriguez. Empiezo a olvidarte. On the Tiger Eye Show.
Siempre que intento alejarme de ti, se apodera de mí el dolor. Y vuelvo a caer nuevamente a tus pies, intentando salvar este amor. Había prometido olvidarte, dejar de amarte, no verte jamás. Pero siempre que intento alejarme de ti, se apodera de mí el dolor. Y vuelvo a caer nuevamente a tus pies, intentando salvar este amor. Sé que no debo aferrarme, pero sigo atado a tu corazón. Yo sabiendo que todo es en vano y que no hay futuro entre tú y yo. Has dejado una huella imborrable en mi ser, que te llamo a ti hoy de una vez. Tengo que enfrentar la realidad y aceptar que te he perdido. Y aprendí que el amor no se puede obligar y no podemos cambiar el destino. Hoy empiezo a olvidarte para siempre, sacarte de mi alma, de mi mente. Sé fuerte, no ver hacia atrás, empezar a no quererte. Le pondré una cruz a tu recuerdo para que termine este sufrimiento. Y para dejarte de amar, te daré tiempo a tiempo. Hoy empiezo a olvidarte. No debo aferrarme, pero sigo atado a tu corazón. Yo sé bien lo que todo es en vano y que no hay futuro entre tú y yo. Has dejado una huella imborrable en mi ser, que te llamo a ti hoy de una vez. Tengo que enfrentar la realidad y aceptar que te he perdido. Y aprendí que el amor no se puede obligar y no podemos cambiar el destino. Hoy empiezo a olvidarte para siempre, sacarte de mi alma, de mi mente. Sé fuerte, no ver hacia atrás, empezar a no quererte. Le pondré una cruz a tu recuerdo para que termine este sufrimiento. Y para dejarte de amar, te daré tiempo a tiempo. Hoy empiezo a olvidarte, empezar a no quererte. Hoy empiezo a olvidarte, empezar a no quererte. Hoy empiezo.
Girl, I can't believe you tried to play me for a fool. I almost didn't see this one coming. You don't love me. You don't love me. You don't love me. Girl, don't tell me no more lies, pretending that you're satisfied. Baby, I know your love's not true. Quit trying to play me for a fool. Girl, you know that you are wrong. You're here one minute and the next you're gone. I'm not blind, baby, I can see. So why don't you admit you don't love me? You call me on the phone, saying you've been late coming home. You say your boss is making you work late, but I don't believe it. Cause when I called your office so that I could speak with you, you know what they told me? They told me that you quit last week. And how can you explain that when we make love, you're calling out somebody else's name? And when we kiss, your eyes are open wide, and they can't hide what you feel inside, baby. Girl, don't tell me no more lies, pretending that you're satisfied. Baby, I know your love's not true. Quit trying to play me for a fool. Girl, you know that you are wrong. You're here one minute and the next you're gone. I'm not blind, baby, I can see. So why don't you admit you don't love me? I saw you on the streets at the place we were supposed to meet, but you were with another man. I couldn't believe it. So I asked your friends, who the hell was he? You know what they told me? It was a guy that you met last week. And now I can't explain why when we make love, you're calling out somebody else's
chicks do a shorter.
All right. Ya con eso le despedimos. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. On behalf of DJ Tiger Maes, on behalf of my Tiger Eye show, I'd like to also thank La Sirena, aka Jessica Mejia from my hometown, Hereford, Texas. Much love, and blessings going out to each and every one of y'all. This was a special Tiger Eye show from the heart. It's always awesome to collaborate with somebody from my hometown, my neck of the woods, but once and for all, none of this will be possible. None of this will be possible without the love and support of each and every one of y'all Tiger Eye Show family members. Thank y'all. Y'all be following with DJ Tiger Maes. Next week, we got the Memorial Weekend Bash. Y'all be looking out for DJ Tiger Maes. Going to be up there with my wife, DJ Eminem, in the house, Victoria, Texas. DJ Tiger Maes, Tiger Eye Show, the Memorial Day Bash, it's coming. But once again, thank you. Ya con esta le despedimos. Que Diosito los cuide. Bendiciones. Blessings. Going to teach every one of you. Good night. God bless.